scenes and sources.
Scenes and sources. Okay.
Right, the scenes.
Yeah, it's about a 3 or 4 year old laptop, and over time it got slow.
Here's what started this big mess. Windows 365.
Yeah, sir, I tried, but it's not working. Same, sir. I have put your mail across stating that.
Quite annoying. And most any time that I try to use my computer, I'm plagued with pop-ups.
Is that the only way that you can run the new Office? Is web-based
No.
programs?
Is somebody starting to snore?
You're boring, Doug. Sorry.
Good morning. Good morning. It is 9 o'clock and 58 seconds. Bing. 9 September 24th, 2024. On a Tuesday, I have a redirect set up for Carrie Holzman's show. I've got me topics lined up, and let's see, there is activity in chat. Hello, John. And let's see the comment here, Jeff Ryman. Maybe we need to break some computers so we have some to fix. Well, Josh Kinder has contributed his role in that this morning. So there we go. Yeah, hello to everybody. Steve McCure. Let's fix some computers. Jeff Ryman, Mike Wojcik. Brian Lightfoot showed up 10 minutes early, disappointed the show hadn't started yet. Chris Garrett. Let's see. How far? Well, I did good. Yeah, I think John Williams is the first one that I saw. Good score, he says. I'm checking OBS to see if I have somebody else earlier than that. Nope, that's the first one that I saw. Okay, so let's see where we go. I heard SpeakerBot already. Ooh, that looks grayed out. Did you guys hear SpeakerBot? No, that's grayed out. That's probably not working. I'm putting in an exclamation mark Y to see why. Ah, I see there. Okay, so now it's working. Exclamation mark Y. So one of my automations,
yes, affirmative,
did not work for turning that on. So you heard that now. Give me a confirmation in chat. Number 1 would be good enough to confirm for that since I'm watching chat. Okay. And I'm bouncing into the yellow. I think SpeakerBot was. I see some ones in chat. Come over here and look at my list of Mundo. Windows Daily Helpline 516, live commentary, Tiger and Stormy. Tiger and Stormy should be working. I fixed those this morning. Anyone can chat now. And then go back up to here. Here. Jokes. Are there any jokes in yet? Did Brian give me any jokes? Let's see. Not there. I've seen everything earlier. Ah, here he does. He does. There's one there. Is there any others? Nope. I don't know what that. I didn't get an invitation from Ken was about. No clue. Clueless Doug. Doug Buster. Let's see. Alt 2 gives me my red dot. I have an old photo that shows Doug standing behind his father, while at the same time his father is standing behind Doug. If the image was not Photoshopped, how is this possible? Well, I've got what I think is an easy answer to that. Let's see, let me get the order right. Shows Doug standing behind his father, while at the same time the father is standing behind Doug, which is the name of my grandfather. So grandfather is first, then father, then this Doug. Mirror. Steve McCure says, oh, his answer is that there's a mirror.
no way.
Brian says, no, that's not the answer. Oh, all right. Think a little bit deeper. Well, at the same time, his father is standing behind Doug. If the image was not Photoshopped, how is this possible? Because he said standing behind Doug. Well, if Doug is the name of my grandfather, that sounds like a valid answer, but it's not the one he was looking for. So he might have busted me on this one. Old photo that shows Doug standing behind his father, while at the same time Oh, no, 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 no. His father. I have a photo that shows Doug standing behind his father while at the same time his father is standing behind Doug. Okay, how about this? How about this? Doug is facing towards the camera. His father is facing away from the camera. Doug is holding the picture, Keith says. Let's see, did I think that through right? Doug standing behind his father, while at the same time his father.
Brian Lightfoot said, "Time's up."
standing- Or are they?
Answer. Doug and his father are standing back to back.
Isn't that what I said? I said I'm facing the camera. My father is facing away from the camera. No, I got that. That's back to back. I just didn't use the word back to back. I disagree, Brian. I got it. Maybe he typed in the answer after I got it. I don't know.
Yes, affirmative.
V. Menor says, yes, affirmative. All right. Moving along. Was there another one?
Brian Lightfoot said
Nope.
one more.
One more. One more. What do you mean one more? Oh, he's got one more coming up. All right. Get to it. Oh, here it is. Doug Buster. You go at red and stop at green. At green. What am I? You go at red and stop at green. You're the signal light for the cross traffic. I'm at an intersection. You're the signal light for the cross traffic on the other side. I go when you're red. I think that's a valid
No
answer,
way.
but I don't think it's the one he wants. No, it's not the one he wants. You go at red and stop at green. Oh, my brain hurts. A charger. Mike Wojcik says a charger. I didn't come up with that. Mike Wojcik, you're a charger. You go at red and stop at green. Charger, battery charger. How about that, Brian? Was that it? Did Mike get it? I won't take the credit for that. Time's up. Answer a
Brian
watermelon.
Lightfoot said, time's up. Answer. A watermelon.
A watermelon. What? You go at red. The red is the inside of the watermelon. You go, meaning like you eat it. You stop at green. So when you eat all the watermelon, the red watermelon, you stop when you get to the green. All right. I don't know. I'm not impressed. I'm not so impressed with that one. Not hardly, not likely. Okay. But thank you. Thank you. Okay. So Josh Kinder, post fails, USB device over current status detected. And I'll come over here to his email. Sent an email last night. I had my backups drive plugged in and I went to unplug it so I can back up my iPhone and iPad on my computer with iTunes. Let's see here. But when I went to plug everything back in the way I had been doing it, I got this message on my computer at my house, and then it turns off. So I can't get into Windows now at all. Please help if you can. Thank you. And bring up this picture. A little bit blurry, but what it says that we care about is please enter setup to recover BIOS setting. He won't be able to do that because it won't stay on long enough. USB device over current status detected. System will shut down after 15 seconds. So it's going to shut down after 15 seconds. Now he might be able to get into BIOS, but I don't think that's what he needs to do. Let's go. What I think he's got there is a broken USB port. So Josh, what you need to do is take your camera, unplug all of the USB devices, then take a fairly close-up picture of each USB port so that then you can zoom in on it. Now, for those who don't know, Josh's eyesight isn't real good. So that's why I'm saying do it with the camera. Other people will probably be able to look at the USB port and see. Now, if you have USB hubs connected to the computer, unplug that as well. So unplug all the USB ports, take a picture of each USB port. We're looking to see which one is broken. Now, while you have everything unplugged, including your keyboard and mouse, including your wireless dongle for your keyboard and mouse, try turning the computer on and see if you no longer get that message. If you don't get that message, then it's likely that the breakage was no longer a problem once you disconnected that device. But you still need to find out which port is at fault. So you take those close-up pictures. If you find one of them that doesn't look right, looks kind of broken or something, put a piece of tape over that port and don't use that port anymore. However, if you unplug all the devices and the computer still gives you that message when you turn it on, then turn it off. Oh, and by the way, at this part, you turn it off and then unplug it.
Chris
so you don't
Garrett
have any
said, I do
power.
not think Josh can navigate fast enough in BIOS. You have to be Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over a candlestick.
Oh, is that why you came up with that? You had that earlier in chat, Jack jumping over a candlestick. Anyway, so you unplug everything and take the pictures. And so if the computer won't start up, then you turn it off, unplug the power, and by then you should know which port appears to be the problem. And then you're going to need to clean out that port, clean out whatever is loose or broken in there. You're trying to stop the short circuit that's in there. Now, if that's one of the USB ports that's on the I/O shield for the motherboard, then you can't disconnect that port from the motherboard. But if the broken port is like a front panel port that has a cable attaching to pins on the motherboard, to a header on the motherboard, then you could unplug that USB cable from the motherboard and just no longer use that USB port. You can take the pictures and send them to me and we'll show them on the show tomorrow, and hopefully that will be a help to you. Okay, then let's move to the next. Now, I haven't even seen if Josh is in chat.
Chris Garrett said, I hope Josh did not break a port that is permeate.
Is permeate permanent? All right, then let's go to what's next. Ken Stout. Is Ken Stout in chat? I hear him talk about complaining about things about me on his show, and then he doesn't show.
Chris Garrett said, yes, what you said.
Oh, he is here.
Yes,
He is here. Yes, Chris Garrett says, yes, what you said. Oh, meaning his earlier Jack Be Nimble had to do with Josh, I think. Buffering. I have 0 dropped frames. It's not me, it's you. Now it's from Brian Lightfoot about the buffering. Let's see. Stout live. Once again, I am first. And once again, what is Ken Stout Open Invitation? Well, what a coincidence. Did I not just come to that here? Ken Stout Open Invitation and channel mention. Let me start with the channel mention because that's quicker and easier. In yesterday's show, Ken Stout, it's yesterday's show. Down here, I actually put in the @ mention for your channel. So I'd like you to please. I'd like you to go check on. I'd like you to go check on the in your channel mentions in your studio and see if it shows that you've been mentioned. Let's see, that place is over here. When you're in the studio, just go over here to mentions and see if that showed up there. I'd like to know that. And this is the show right now. We'll pause that and figure out what he's trying to tell me here. Look at the timestamp on that message. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's got a 11:34 p.m. So he says he put in a timestamp last night. I don't see it because the computer shut down. When I turn the computer back on, a message that's that old on a stream that hasn't run yet is not going to be visible. Not happening. The only way that could be visible is if I leave one of the computers on with that window open, and sometimes I do. Now, Let's get along. Get along, little doggy, get along. The Ken Stout Open Invitation. I have told you a few times that I'm in development for this channel, trying to get it better. And yesterday I actually referred to that as being in college for learning how to do the channel better. And then I realized this morning, no, it's more like internship, unpaid internship, or very, very little paid internship. The amount of money that I get, maybe it's worth a Pepsi once a day. But I am working to build this channel and develop new things. So Ken Stout Open Invitation. I would like to start doing.
Ken Stout live said yes. The link in comments takes you to my channel.
That wasn't my question, Ken. The link in comments takes you to my channel. The link in comments takes you to my channel. Comments. Oh, this is comments. This is mentions. That's not comments. This is mentions. And the link in here takes you to on your studio. Whoops, I'm not showing this. On your studio, I'm asking, do you see in here that I made a mention of you? The link in comments I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Hello, Nayan Dang. New chatter in chat. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Now, let me get back to here because I'm trying to get to this. I've been interrupted so many times, and by Ken Stout has interrupted me on this. Is he going to interrupt again? Good grief. Open invitation. So what I'd like to do, Ken, is leave an open invitation for you for any of my weekday shows, Monday through Friday, to come in and do a remote session. If you've got a question or an issue on your computer. Now, at the moment, from Monday through Friday, I'm only opening that up to Ken. Now, the reason why I want to do this is to practice my skills and my preparation to be ready to provide a remote support on the spot with little or no advanced notice. So that means I'll have Zoom ready to go. I'll have my remote connections ready to go. And that'll be part of my everyday setup. So for now, I'm opening that invitation to Ken. If you've got a question or something we can explore, that is an open invitation to you any day, Monday through Friday. So that's what open invitation is. And that is all covered there. All right. Now, I don't know if he's going to take me up on it, but I just made the invitation public.
Ken Stout Live said yes last night. I got notification of a mention, but no one could figure out where it was.
Now, that is interesting. Last night. So I think last night is when I put that @ reference into the description of that video. Because I didn't do it when I was doing all the other reconfigurations of that description. Last night, he got a notification of a mention. No one could figure out where it was. All right, so if YouTube notified you that there was a mention, but it didn't give you any link, excuse me, I think you would then have to go over here to mentions on your studio and find it. But I'm surprised that the notification would not tell you where that came from. Interesting. 9:30 p.m. my time. Yeah, that sounds about right. He told me in chat it was 9:30 p.m. my time when he got it, which means 12:30 his time, so it was after his live stream. Ken Stout, why clocks freeze? Let's see, new subject. Why clocks freeze under a maximized window? And
Ken Stout
also,
Live said, is this open thing include Zoom?
Yes, yes. For you, I only want to do one person at a time with Zoom Monday through Friday. If it works out okay with you, then I'll open it up to other people. And probably not more than once a week. It can be any day of the week, though, and you get to pick. Why Ken Stout, why clocks freeze under a maximized window HDMI dummy plug? So I've got a little HTML file over here to show the kind of clock that he's using. And he's been talking a few times. I'm just zooming in on this browser window to show it bigger. And he says when he maximizes a window, it's no longer running. Now, if I come over here to, let's go, where do I want to go? I'll bring this one up. Now, if I do an Alt Tab here, I can see that the clock is still running. If I maximize the browser and do Alt Tab, I can see the clock is no longer running. Now, if I bring the browser window to where it covers a lot of that clock, see, there's that clock underneath, where it covers, let's say, this much of the clock, and do Alt Tab, we can see that it's still running. And I think he already knows this part. If you go further, not quite covering all of that window, it will eventually stop the clock. It's still running now. Go a little bit further. That piece is still there. All right, make me a liar. Make me a liar. See if I care. But that's what I have seen. So, and why is this? Well, it's because you can have a lot of programs open. You can have a lot of tabs open. And when you maximize a window, Microsoft Windows says, aha, he's not looking at that anymore. He doesn't care about it. I'm going to stop applying resources to that. Stop working on that, because there could be a ton of windows under there. So it makes total sense that Windows would not be updating that window. So what to do about it? Well, I would suggest you put those clocks over on a window where you can leave a piece of it exposed. I think from what I'm hearing, you have it on the same window that you have Zoom, and you like to expand Zoom, maximize Zoom. You like to have it underneath. When you're working from the laptop with only one monitor, that kind of hampers it a little bit so that you don't have much options. Now, you could do something like this. You could do one of these HDMI dummy plugs. They were thinking about calling it an HDMI Ken plug.
Ken
but
Stout
they thought,
Live said, I am not in my studio to move to another monitor, currently using one monitor.
that's why I'm showing you this right now. That computer that you're using one monitor, does it have an HDMI port on it? Don't plug a monitor in it. You could buy one of these dummy plugs, otherwise known as a Ken plug. And what that's going to do is that gives your computer a virtual monitor. It thinks there's a monitor there. You could access it through OBS. You could have a scene in OBS that accesses that other monitor, so that way you can see it in OBS and manipulate it. You could drag the clocks over onto that window. This is 3 of them for under $8. Pretty good
Zavi
deal.
Manor said, do you want to say that Windows is an AI program?
Yeah, it's an artificial intelligence. Windows, yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Now, another option is when you want to maximize that Zoom window, rather than actually maximizing it, can you live with just making it really big, but not actually covering all of that clock window? Now, some other things I did in trying to solve this is that I thought would work, and they did not. So, but just to let the technical heads around here know that I tried this. So Shift Escape on a browser will bring up the browser task manager.
Ken Stout. Live Setter in OBS use the browser setting and not the window setting.
I tried experimenting with the browser source in OBS, and I couldn't find a way to make that solve the issue.
Chris Garrett said, don't worry, Ken. A display dummy plug is called a Doug plug.
All right. So here, Shift Escape will bring up the browser task manager so that you can find what process ID that task is on. So now that we know that it's 29.428, you can go into the regular task manager, 29.428, and then let's see, 29.428, where was that at? Oh, here. No. 24.928. Oh, here's the way I want to do it. Go into here, 29.428, and go to resource values. No, got to do one of these. Yeah, go to details. Doesn't matter which one you go to the details on, and then sort by this PID column, 29.428, if I remember the number right. 29.428. Yeah, so here's the process. It's actually running that clock. right click on it and change the priority to real time. I tried that, it did not work. So just letting the technical heads around here know that I tried that one, it did not work. Another one that I tried that did not work is going into the settings for the browser, settings, and then go to performance, privacy, appearance, cookies and site, system and performance. And then I tried a variety of these, turning off the sufficiency, turning off the sleeping tabs, going into add this site, the actual HTML, the file name that's used, and that didn't work either. So just to let you know, I tried those other things. So the first couple of solutions that I suggested is really all that I got. Meaning put it somewhere where you don't have, where you can have the window on top that's not completely covering it, or use the HDMI plug. All right, now let's move on. Call him back. What do we have next? iPhone photo glitch, Saturday.
Read chat, please.
Gary Weisenberger, hello Gary. Type this line into CoPilot without the quotes. How many R's are in the word strawberry? And then ChatGPT. So I just copied that. Since we're on Gary right now, I will take care of the topic that I have in my topics list. It has to do with Gary. Oh, what's going on here? Why is this taking so long? All right, it came up quicker on Baby Beast. So let's go do this with Baby Beast, shall we? How many R's are there in strawberry? And let's make this big. The word strawberry has 3 R's in it. And that's correct. Is there anything else you'd like to know? And he says, try it with ChatGPT. Look over here. The big beast is
Ken
still.
Stout Live said if you copied and pasted, you included the quotes, which he said do not include.
Oh, it works fine. It works. See there? It came. How many R's are there in strawberry? It came up with it fine. All right, but if you want me to, I'll do it. I'll backspace over the quote. I think he's referring to the quotes around the entire question. It's giving me the same thing. I don't think he meant remove the quotes around the letter R. No, that doesn't make any difference. The AI deals with punctuation pretty well in my experience. Same thing, Amundo. Now, over on Big Beast for chat, GPT, and I'll backspace over the quote if you want me to.
Gary Weisenberger said the $20 CoPilot, it's say 2 RSA.
Okay, so his paid version of CoPilot says there's 2 R's. The word strawberry has 3 R's. So his mileage may vary. Gary's mileage did indeed vary. Now I have another topic in here related to Gary. Failed trailer for Gary. I made a trailer just because of a mention that Gary said, and I just want to show what happened with it, and I'm glad I didn't do a whole lot of work with it. It was sitting on the dock of the bay where...
Read chat, please.
Gary made a reference to sitting on the dock of the bay because he lives on a lake and he has a dock and on a bay. But that one's blocked. I can't play it. So, yeah, no, can't do it. Can't do it. We got some more read chat. See, Gary said read chat. $20 CoPilot. Look at response number 1. Response number 1 on which of them? It's response 1. The strawberry contain. Oh, 2 R's. 3 R's. Okay. Response 1 says 2 R's. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, so it did it wrong too. But that is not CoPilot. I think Gary said his problem was with the paid version of CoPilot. Yeah, AI. Nobody's job is threatened. Darren Gilholm's asking about the 00 hyphens, why I changed to that. The reason I changed to that is because when I go back and edit things and put in the right times, I can double click on a 00, and then I can Control V to paste the actual time that I copy from another file. Whereas this type of thing was, when I double click, it only gets 2 of the zeros. So I switched to this technique of doing 00. After the show, I'll be converting those to the actual timestamps when those items occurred in the chat, in the show, I mean. Okay, did I cover all of this? Ken Stout, if you copied and pasted, included the quotes, which you said do not include. No, they're fine. Without the quotes. Oh, he said without the quotes. Yeah, the quotes work fine. Let's try this in ChatGPT with all of the quotes. See how right I am. Or am I wrong? It'd be okay if I'm wrong. Let's do it as a new. Let's see. Where does this one do a new chat? All right. Put it with all the quotes. See if that gets me different. Now here it says 2 R's, 2 letters with the quotes. So with the quotes got me a worse response, the response that Gary is looking for. And this way I got it the same way. I haven't seen that punctuation makes much difference, or even grammar. I've copied and pasted them exactly the way they were written. Sometimes in chat they're written with typos or spelling errors or words not quite the best word. So no, not worried about it. Ken's got me an orange here. Once I'm back in the studio, maybe we can get together on the open invitation and get the 2 computers to talk to each other. There's no reason we can't do it with your alternate computer. That would be fine. Unless you just don't want to. And that's fine too. It's not like there's any hurry for it. All right, where was I at? Oh, I'm already over time. Is there anything else that I really needed to get to? Nope. I think not. So I'm going to leave that there. Take a quick breeze through chat for other oranges. And nope. All right, I will be looking through the chat messages later. There's the email address if you want to send a question or an issue that you're struggling with or just think is interesting.
Read chat, please.
I see that last night at about 1 a.m. at work, we got a Microsoft Office Business 365 update, which is buggy. We connected to Microsoft and they dumped it. So they've already dumped that. Okay. Goodbye. Get out of here. Go do something productive. Go be a good person. Go be a responsible adult. For those of you who are adults. All right. Catch you another day tomorrow.
That's all, folks.